This week on Heat Vision Breakdown, we're looking at the not-so-easy challenge of creating a cinematic universe and whether Pacific Rim Uprising has a shot at expanding its franchise. Cue the music. Every studio thinks it has what it takes to create a successful cinematic universe, but it isn't that easy to just become Marvel Studios. Here are some simple steps to launch a shared film universe, presented in easy-to-follow do and don't format. Do. Make a good standalone film that resonates with audiences. Don't. Make a film that only exists to set up a series of sequels. Do. Tease that your film is part of a much larger universe. Don't. Announce a slate of movies 5 years in advance before audiences have even seen the first film. Do. Make more good standalone films that people actually want to see, and then bring your heroes together in a movie people actually want to see. The part's important. Don't. Assume name recognition is enough to keep fans happy. Everyone's excited for pizza until it shows up with broccoli on it. That's how you lose pizza ordering privileges, Brian.
What?
Unfortunately, time and time again, studios have failed to follow this simple formula. Maybe if they color-coded it. Marvel rival DC has struggled to get its cinematic universe off the ground. Audiences were so fatigued after misfires like Batman v Superman, Trial of the Century, and Oscar winner Suicide Squad, that the studio's super team-up Justice League ended its theatrical run as the lowest-grossing entry in the DCEU.
That's rude.
Universal's would-be dark universe couldn't get past the starting line after Tom Cruise's The Mummy bombed. Already announced projects with the likes of Johnny Depp and Javier Bardem attached have been scrapped, leaving us with only this sad picture hinting at a future that could have been. Even successful franchises, such as Transformers, are not without criticism. A lot of criticism. While the last two entries starring Mark Wahlberg have grossed the least of all 5 live-action adaptations of an 80s cartoon which was originally created to sell kids toys, albeit, freaking sweet toys. Still, they've made enough money to earn Shia LaBeouf's Car his own standalone film in the upcoming Bumblebee spinoff. But, think about it, isn't he literally the only Transformer that can't speak? Legendary Entertainment is also currently plotting a cinematic universe for its monsters, with Godzilla and King Kong set to duke it out in 2020's Godzilla vs. Kong. Legendary is also set to release the sequel to 2015's massive hit Jurassic World, the 4th highest grossing film of all time, believe it or not, so they know a thing or two about franchise building. With Pacific Rim, Legendary has already started seeding the territory for a shared universe, thanks to a series of comics leading up to the film. Pacific Rim Uprising ends with a very clear setup for a 3rd installment, and director Stephen DeKnight has said that he'd love to see an animated series as well as films expanding the universe following a 3rd movie. Pretty ambitious, Stephen. The strange thing about most cinematic universe attempts is that, arguably, outside of Marvel and DC, they are built around properties nobody is asking to see a universe of films about. The original Pacific Rim didn't move the needle culturally or at the US box office. It came in 3rd place behind Grown Ups 2 and Despicable Me 2. Yeah. It did, however, score a massive haul overseas, particularly in China, which earned it a sequel. While the new film has gotten worse reviews than the original, it is in a lot of ways a superior movie. John Boyega is a much more watchable lead than the wooden Charlie Hunnam. It moves along briskly and keeps its runtime to under 2 hours, thank you. But, as reviews have noted, there aren't those breakout characters that you just need to see more of. No Han Solo or Rocket Raccoon that you were begging to watch for the next decade. It's entirely possible Pacific Rim could explore new territory in future installments. After all, it focuses on aliens using monsters to invade Earth, so who's to say this franchise couldn't take a trip to space? Who wouldn't want to see robots fighting monsters in Zero-G? So what have we learned? It's not easy making a cinematic universe, unless you're Kevin Feige. I'm Patrick Shanley, and thank you very much for watching this week's Heat Vision Breakdown. Join us next week as we take a trip down nostalgia lane with Steven Spielberg's Ready Player One and relive all pop culture from the 80s to the 90s.